Good morning, it's Barbara. Oops, real quick. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I am sitting outside. It's a little bit damp, and it probably will start raining, but I have a towel and I have my Korean if I get chilly, because it's only about 66 degrees out here, but can you hear that rain? It's not, actually, that was probably tree drip. Tree drip always reminds me of when we went camping when the kids were little. This is my Olek. This is creamy. This isn't like stays all day, but it just matches perfectly. Deep Kiss Olek. When the kids were little, our neighbors who had boys their ages almost, we used to go camping together. You know, I was poor, and camping is a good vacation, a fun vacation, that's cheap if you have the stuff, which we did. So we used to go camping periodically. We come several times with them, and we had such a good time. But one of the things was, you know, it always rained when we were camping. And then the problem was it stopped raining, but we were in the woods and we had tree drip. So every time I think of tree drip, I think of camping with the Fooses. So that's tree drip, bringing back good memories. So I'm outside in the rain because the dogs have to stay outside, and they are not happy about it because the solar hot water heater people are still in the house. They came early, and Dennis had to go down and, you know, do the thing, so I got to stay in bed. And he even brought me coffee. He was so sweet because he hates to get up early, so he's laying on the couch thinking he might be able to take a nap. And it's like 11:45. No, 11:45. 11 o'clock, something like that. Anyway, good morning. So our solar hot water system has been out of commission for many years now because the tank started leaking and we turned it off. It is a preheater to our regular water heater because the old system did not have an electric coil, so it didn't heat itself without the sun. But when we had the sun, it was very much a it was hot water. In fact, the water would be so hot we would have to mix it with cold to get it to the right temperature. That's how hot it was. But so it preheats the water going into the water heater and cuts down on the electricity used by the water heater. And that was the plan. But then it sprung a leak, and so we just turned it off and shut it down so that it didn't leak anymore. And that's been quite some time. Now, prior to our completely revamping our water system, we're on a well. This is a very long story to tell you. We got workers in the basement. We have a well, and the water that comes up from our well, from the depth that our well is very red from iron and really unusable in its pristine condition. So we have a very elaborate water filtration system in our basement to clear out all the stuff in our water from our well. Now, our well has good pressure, lots of water, you know, it's really excellent except for the iron. So we have this fancy new filtration system and softening system, And one of the things they are now correcting, which didn't happen before the new system, is the acidity. Our water was slightly acidic prior to our new system. And so the water going into that tank was slightly acidic, and it's possible that that acidity is what, you know, ate away a little bit at the pipes. I'm guessing here. Let's just say I'm guessing here. But anyway, so that's all being fixed now. We have a new tank, which will have an electric coil in it to heat in the hot water in the solar tank. So we'll see how that works out. And that'll all be on a circuit that will work when we're on the generator. So we will have hot water when we're on our generator, which is very nice. I'm sitting here looking at, I did not plant my flowers yesterday. Sitting here looking at the flowers underneath the umbrella thinking, oh, I should move them out because it's raining. And then I noticed the tomatoes and the peppers, which were Dennis's plants, are sitting over there getting rained on, and he left all the flowers here under the umbrella. I wonder why. There's room. Well, I'll move them. Like, what the heck? And including his snapdragons that I bought for him. Anyway, I just noticed them. I will move them because I think it's going to continue raining. So actually I'm comfortable in my wool t-shirt and don't need my Korean, but it's right there in case it gets breezy or something. So anyway, so yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I had to pause you because I had to think what I did, and I couldn't come up with hardly anything except one thing that I did that seems to take all the time and you don't get anything accomplished is I was waiting for a FedEx package. And it came, and I was very happy, but it didn't come till 3 o'clock. 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. So I didn't get anything done till 4 o'clock because I was busy waiting. I know. Doesn't really make sense. Doesn't really make sense, but I honestly cannot think of what I did. I did some administrative things, boring, you know, paperworky things. Made a phone call. I got a wacko bill from my health people, not from my insurance company, from the doctors. My doctors got bought by one of these big conglomerates. You know, like, our health system is so screwy. But anyway, so Penta Health sent me a bill that I could not understand. And Dennis looked at it and he's like, I don't know what the heck they're doing here, but it's for you. So I had to make a phone call, and they called me back today, and they're going to send me a revised bill because the bill I got didn't make sense to her either. Well, she had some explanation for it that didn't make any sense. So I did that. But I really didn't do very much. I read the news and did my vlog, and I waited for FedEx. And the rain seems to be coming. I did sit out for quite a while yesterday. It was very nice. Today, not so much. So I don't anticipate doing a lot of sitting around outside. I will be sitting around. Today we're going to go visit Aura after the guys are done. Actually, now that I say that, they're out right now. I need to go move the car. Hold on. Okay. That was a good idea I had while I was talking to you. The problem is that the truck that they use, there's Maisie. Oh, she wants to go in. She wants to go in the house so bad and see those guys, don't you? Well, they're not here. Well, there might be one in the basement. I don't know. But the other guy who went to get some parts and move their truck. So, because, of course, when the trucks pull in, they park us in and we can't get our car out. But I can move my car out of their way. And now I can go visit Aura whenever I want to, and I don't have to wait for them to be finished with the, excuse me, I have an itch. With the hot water heater. Ha ha ha. There, that works better. That makes the day more convenient. Yeah, so we got stuff going on here. Drives the dogs crazy. It's not really raining out here. It's just tree drip. And so they can be outside, but they don't like it. And Maisie bangs on the dog door. We have to barricade the door so she can't get to the door. Pearl bangs on the sliding glass door, which she can get to. But at least she bangs on the glass side and not on the screen side. So anyway, so I'm going to go visit Aura today, and I have to go to the bank. And I guess I'm going to stop at the store because we're out of dog eggs. You know, we get fancy eggs for ourselves. The dogs get regular eggs. So the regular eggs have been out for a while, and the fancy eggs are very expensive. They don't need expensive eggs. So I'll do that on my way home. And that'll be good. Get some errands done. And then I have to start working on my paperwork. I have to send my brothers some paperwork. And I really would like to get it out this week. I'll be busy on Saturday. And we have company coming on Friday. So, well, Vicky's coming tomorrow. We're still talking to Kim about how we're going to handle this, but Kim is not feeling well. She has a cold, and who knows what that means. Cold could be anything these days. And she was going to pick Vicky up and bring her here, but she has to go straight home, and Vicky's not coming until midnight. So that's like a lot of driving in the middle of the night for Kim, and she's sick. So anyway, I made another suggestion that would have been less driving for her and better, but I think Dennis agrees that he's going to pick Vicky up because we just don't want her to sit in the car with Kim if Kim is sick. You know, less exposure to Kim is a good thing when Kim isn't feeling well, and less driving for Kim because she's not feeling well. Who wants to go, you know, leave at 11 o'clock at night to go drive for a few hours when you're sick? So anyway, that's just been decided. I haven't even heard back from Kim. So Vicky, it may be Dennis picking you up. But she's coming tomorrow night. So the other plan would have me getting her at Kim's house on Thursday, but I think we're going to have her here tomorrow night. So I need to take a look at the room and make sure, I mean, I'll have time because she won't be back here till 1 o'clock in the morning. But just make sure everything's set up for her and good. But the cleaners have been here. Nobody's using those rooms. So, yeah. But on Friday, Russ and Pat come. And they're going to hang out for the weekend. Vicky is leaving on Friday to go for a weekend event in New England. So, I don't even think Vicky and Russ and Pat are going to see each other, because I think Vicky's probably going to leave in the morning. Russ and Pat won't get here till the afternoon. Russ and Pat will leave noonish. Vicky won't get here till dinner time on Sunday, is my guess. So my guess is they're not even going to see each other, which is too bad. And they could, because now that Aura's not actually got a room anymore, we have 2 guest rooms, and so they could cross. If Russ and Pat wanted to stay till Monday, then they could see Vicky. And I might text them that and say, just FYI, you might want to think about staying till Monday. Yeah, so I'm working this all out live with you guys. So I have things going on this weekend, so I want to get the paperwork organized before that, because I need to send it to my brothers well in advance of our getting together, so they have time to review everything. Because I am hoping to pretty much wrap up the whole trustee thing in the next couple weeks. That's my plan. That's my plan. I do feel so much better since my Wednesday afternoon marathon meetings with the lawyer and the accountant on Wednesday. It just feels like a huge relief to know what's going on, what I have to do, what they're going to do, where we stand. It's just, I had no idea how much that was weighing on me until it wasn't anymore. And that feels good. So what I'm hoping is, now that I'm feeling better, maybe I'll get a little more mental energy and physical energy and, you know, maybe start to do a thing or two. But combine that with the fact that I am me and I'm a procrastinator and all that. So we shall see. But I do have one more phone call to make for my dad that I need to make. So yeah. A couple more phone calls to make for my parents, and I need to get those done too. But I am feeling better, and I think you can tell. I'm feeling better. So I guess that's about it. I haven't, other than visiting with Laura and running a few errands, I don't know what else. We have this recipe. Chris Cooking Nashville has been a huge source of inspiration and possible good recipes lately. And he has a spaghetti recipe, a pasta recipe that we are going to try. And the base of this pasta recipe is chicken. So we're making chicken pasta and making ourselves some that's the woodpecker pounding on Gary's house. Fettuccine Alfredo is what, you know, in store. And this pasta gets piped into the boiling water. We'll see how this works. I do not have high hopes. I mean, obviously I do. I have high hopes, you know, because wouldn't it be lovely if we could have fettuccine Alfredo? I mean, hello. But high hopes, but not high expectations. Does that sound, you know, reasonable? So, but we might do that this afternoon, depending on how energetic we feel. The fact is, Dennis had to get up really early, didn't get enough sleep. Those are the days where he feels, you know, less energetic. Yesterday, he came in, he said, "Help, I need you." And I'm like, what happened? Did you cut your finger? He's holding his finger. He had a splinter, and this is not an exaggeration. I actually kept it. I should go get it so you believe me. But literally, the splinter was this long, jammed all the way up his fingernail. All the way. I mean, it was all the way, and he has bigger fingernails than me. Down to here, you could see it. Luckily, it had a piece sticking out that he hadn't broken off. I got my needle nose pliers out. I said, you know, you got to put your hand down, keep it steady. We got the lights on, and he's like, "Pull it straight." I'm like, "I know, I got," you know, and I pulled it out straight, and we couldn't see anything left behind. But he's got this big red line. I don't know what finger, but I'll try to be better. Line up his fingernail. He's dipping it in alcohol. He's like, "Oh my gosh, if this gets infected, I don't know what I'm going to do." So keep your fingers crossed. But it was sore last night. I didn't get a chance to ask him today how it feels. I am not joking. I am not joking. But we were able to get it out without leaving any obvious pieces behind. Not even little, you know, shavings. So I think he's okay. My nose is sore. I feel like my nose is draining a little bit. It made my nose sore. I don't know what's with that. Yeah, so that was the excitement last night. There's always something going on. I'm like, "Did you cut yourself?" Because his skin is very delicate, and he's always cutting himself or, you know, scraping the skin off his arm because he sticks his arm in places that they don't quite fit, and you know, doing all kinds of stuff around the house, like trying to arrange things. I mean, he had to rearrange the basement. I helped him a little tiny bit, but he did most of the work so that the new water heater could get in and the old one could get out. So he's always getting beat up. But that was really bad. So I have to see how he is. So some good healing plots to Dennis's fingernails. Meanwhile, yep, so I moved the car. And so now I'll be able to get out and do my things and not have to worry about waiting for these guys to be done. And I might just do that right after I get you up. And get that over with, and maybe be back in time to walk the dogs, or be gone long enough Dennis has to walk the dogs without me. When we can't walk the dog, once they pull in again, the dog car will be blocked in. But we can take the dogs for a walk with the regular car, with the people car, if we have to. Of course, we won't leave the guys in the house alone, so Dennis would have to go because I can't walk the dogs by myself. So anyway, I'm rambling now. That's enough. I'm gonna go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.